Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet, and this is the quarterfinals for First versus aLive in the WCS Season 2 Finals. So, yeah, moving on through, getting it done, and this is going to be aLive's last chance, actually, to stay in this tournament, because he needs to win. Right now, he needs to win. He's down 1-2 in this best of 5 series, so first needs one more game and then he takes the victory, and aLive needs to get 2 in a row to take this victory. So if he loses this game, he's out. If he wins this game, then he'd take it to the ace match and he's going to win another one. So very, very stressful for him, but if anybody can do it, then yeah, maybe aLive can do it. I don't know. we will have to see what happens in this game. And actually, I like about these players that they've had quite a few long games between them. They tend to they've been going out for some pretty heavy macro games so far, and we'll see if this one is going to be the same. If, as you can see in the video duration, it's not a short game. We're not going to be seeing anybody get cannon rushed in this game, and I don't know if maybe you get automatically disqualified if you cannon rush in a WCS tournament, but I'd like to see it, because every now and then you see a Zerg just go for a 6-pull when they're ahead. They're just like, hey, whatever, I'm going to go for a 6-pull, and sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't, but it's always funny to see anyway. Maybe we're going to be seeing a cannon rush here. Not quite, because you're getting a gateway before a forward, so it would have been funny, but probably wouldn't have worked. And anyway, this probe just going to go for a bit of a scout, and we do have a first Reaper coming out, so yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. We're just gonna sit back here and just sort of relax, just sort of watch these guys go at it. First 5 minutes, see exactly what happens. Not really going to be too bothered about covering the action. We should probably talk about the last game, actually, because that was pretty awesome. I mean, first, just got the amazing macro early on. aLive didn't really punish him for it. He matched him on the macro. He got a nice macro out of his own and didn't really fall behind. But I mean, aLive went for triple M with Vikings, which is fine. And first went for a ton of High Templar, a ton of Colossus, and a ton of Tempests. So he had the high-tech units from all 3 branches of the Protoss hierarchy, and he made it work, man. Colossus Tempest, so good. So good. And yeah, the High Templar just coming in from every single direction. The Ghosts were getting hit so hard. The problem was, the Ghosts saved up too much energy, and they had too much energy, and yeah, it did not work. Feedback on all the Ghosts consistently killing them off, and aLive was not happy with that. Not happy at all. He's not happy with these rocks either, but yeah, I think one game I said that I was going to find out why they had those rocks there, and I never got around to telling anybody about what I found out. But what I did find out is actually there's some sort of crazy play where you can sort of wall your opponent in. You can get a bunch of cannons here and a forge or something like that, so the Protoss could like cannon in their opponent, not allowing him to expand. And it was apparently a really, really crazy play early on in the game, and annoyed a lot of people, because apparently there was absolutely no counter for it. So that's why they put the rocks there, to completely disallow that stuff. And what is this Reaper doing, man? He's just not hitting anything. He could have perhaps taken out a worker there, but choosing not to. So I don't know, man. Just he's just having a crack, having a go. And this mothership core not going to be moving in. The Marines are totally all over that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know, man. I tell you what, I actually did end up having that afternoon nap, and I still feel tired. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I don't know. We'll go out. We'll do some physical activity tomorrow. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But Reaper coming in. He's not actually looking too good. The Stalkers have been giving him quite a bit of grief, and there he goes. It's funny how the instant he takes that final bit of damage, his rocket packs just like explodes. It just goes all over the place, and not good at all. But 4 Marines coming out. Looks like they're just going to be attacking this watchtower for now. And I don't know, man. The head aLive probably told him to go out and kill some stuff, and they're like, you know what? This watchtower looks pretty suspicious. Looks pretty dangerous. I reckon we need to go over there and take that thing out. And yeah, the other guy's like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. They eventually did manage to find some combat though, so they're like, you know what, that other shit is too dangerous. I think we just need to go back to the watchtower and look after that, because this other stuff just too heavy. And these are the gung-ho guys. They're like, yeah, we're not like that other Marine force. We actually want to go out there. We actually want to do damage. And then they're like, alright, there's an observer over there. Let's take that out. That's the most dangerous unit in the entire army. Let's go after the obs. And so, yeah, they're a bit of a useless bunch of Marines in this game, but that's not to say that aLive is useless as far as this game goes. He definitely can beat first because, yeah, he did it in game 1, so we will have to see. Well, I mean, he's going for the most dangerous foe of all right now. He's going for those rocks, and I mean, the rocks, you might not think they're dangerous because, I mean, they don't do damage, first of all, and they don't move, but they've got a hell of a lot of health. I mean, a hell of a lot of health. That's like 2,000 health right there. And I mean, you think a Nexus has a lot of health, the rocks have a lot of health, and they're just all over the place. There's just rocks everywhere. Well, alright, well, there were... Fuck, where are all the rocks? Anyway, he's moving in, he's got a whole bunch of forces, the Marines coming out front, and aLive doesn't really like that action too much. And obviously Caleris doesn't like that action either, so he's going to be leaving. He or she is going to be leaving. And aLive, yeah, moving in here. Going to be having this down, and this Marine probably wishes he could go underground at the moment. He could burrow, but unfortunately not going to happen. And he's just watching out for a third. It's worth using 50 minerals just to see exactly when that third base is going to get down. So yeah, it should be fine. The observer coming in here, going to be seeing a whole bunch of stuff. And that's going to be fun. So, yeah, dropships actually coming in here. There's a bunch of Marauders and Marines. Stalkers are going to know that this is coming in. They probably suspected as much when they saw the scan come down. So, maybe aLive shouldn't have done that scan. But, anyway, it's all going to be good. That one Marine going to die. He does not particularly want to die, though. And a bunch of Avenging Angels going to come in here and really hit these guys hard. And yeah, this Marine gonna stay out there. Oh, he had no chance of saving himself. There's like 3 Stalkers and a Colossus all hit him at exactly the same time, so not good. And yeah, aLive definitely does not want first to be expanding here anytime soon. But this one probe somehow got past this Marine and is going to be expanding there fairly soon. I feel like he probably should build that actually. He's been faffing around a little bit. He's got way too many minerals. He needs to be building the expansion. There we go. The expansion's going down over here. And these guys, they're just going to be shooting over there, and they're like, hey, free expansion. So they're going to be taking that out, and that's going to be forced to cancel right now. Maybe he thinks he's going to... no, cancelling at the very last second. He decided, split-second decision, he could not save it, and it was the right decision. So saving 300 minerals. This force coming around here, but he is going to be building it up here, and he can save it from the main unit coming in the center. But this drop force, I mean, they can go and they can snipe the Nexus once again while this main force is holding them off, and I think that would be a very, very nice play for aLive to do. And the longer he can keep this base from being from coming down, the better off he is going to be. So there we go, nice stim going in there once again, and once again is going to have to be cancelled. So aLive doing a great job here. That Marine gonna watch for the next pro, but all he saw was a couple of stalkers, and I don't think he even got enough time to sort of report that, so not good for him. And the Protoss player is a little bit of a desperate strait at the moment because he's 11 workers behind, and he's definitely needs to get this third base up and running because it's just been too long. And I don't know, the rear speakers, I've got like 5.1 surround sound, but the rear speakers are actually under my desk, and I'm not in direct line of sight of them, but sometimes it sounds like the sound is coming out from behind me, and it kind of freaks me out because it should all, I don't know, did anybody get like that? They've got the speakers under the desk, so you can't directly hear it, and somehow it still sounds like shit's happening behind you. It freaks me out a little bit, but anyway, this observer, man, aLive is not that good at spotting the observers. He needs to put his glasses on or something, because this observer has just been there for so long, just such a long time, and not good at all. I mean, absolutely at all. So anyway, these Marines going in, coming out, doing some stuff, and aLive, he's got an advantage right now, but whether or not he can make that advantage stick is another question. He needs to max out, and then he needs to start showing that he knows how to pick apart this Protoss force. And the High Templars are going to be the sticking point, because he's had quite a lot of troubles with the High Templars, so he needs to make that Ghost Micro work for him. And it doesn't matter if you got the bigger army, if you can't take these guys out, then yeah, your bigger army is not worth anything. And there he goes, actually moving back. A whole bunch of Zealots getting warped in here. Some forces going to be coming back. He's splitting off a little bit. The rest of them going to be sitting here to wait for the main army. And yes, these guys are going to get wiped out nice and easily. This force coming in, he's going to try and flank it from the side, but it's not a perfect flank. The Vikings, however, getting a nice position here, and there's not actually that much anti-air, so he really could have pushed that a little bit harder, really chased those guys. Chose not to though, but here we go, just Zealous continuously streaming in here, and finally everything gets wiped out, so that's going to be fine. He lost a little bit of workers here, but not too much, and meanwhile, First has chosen to go for a fourth base, so he's got his third base. Now he's going to go over the top, go for his fourth base, and do a really, really nice job. Storm trying to go down on the Vikings, always a good option. But yeah, I feel sorry for the High Templars, man, because as soon as they storm, they're pretty much worthless. They pretty much just, I mean, First just, he cares about them so much until they storm, and then after that he's just like, you know what? I don't even got to bother moving you, man. You just stand there and let the Terran attack you, so. But there we go. Nice feedback on some of the ghosts, but the High Templar did get sniped out. And he's got to push it. He's got to do some serious damage here. And the Colossus, I feel like the Colossus, he's got to start taking them out. And here we go. He's going to make it push in here. He's going to make a push, but the ground forces going to have to stim and run. And meanwhile, the Vikings, there's not enough Stalker DPS to take those Vikings out as fast as he needs to. And the Marauders are going to be running away a little bit. They do not want to be fighting Immortals. But eventually the entire force gets taken down. A nice drop of Marines out there. They're going to get wiped out, but that's fine. And most of First's forces have been taken out. This one Colossus going to be wiped out nice and quick. And it looks like aLive has done what he needed to do to keep himself in this tournament, because I really think he's got a very, very decent chance to win this game right now. He's in a beautiful position. He's about 60 army supply ahead. He's about 10 worker supply ahead. I think right now he just needs to push, he just needs to make it happen, and he just needs to get it done. And I really think that he's going to be able to do it. Ghost, get off an EMP before you die. And there we go. He's just going to leave these guys to take out the base. He's going to take the rest of his forces in here. And First, madly getting whatever he can. He looks like he's going for very, very heavy High Templar attack. He wants to storm the living shit out of this army. Look at this High Templar just sort of sneaking in, man. Getting a couple of feedbacks off on the medevacs, and that High Templar is just like, hehehe. You guys totally got owned from the back, and not very fun at all. A couple more High Templars coming out. Oh, the feedback on the Ghost. They must have been right at the edge of his vision right there. Right at the edge of his vision to see those Ghosts. And yeah, so he's just seen those Ghosts at the edge with the High Templars coming in. And, oh, it's so good. It's so good right here. But I do not know. I mean, the Vikings are mostly ineffectual right now. So it just comes down to the ground forces. And first, with his massive amount of storms and the massive amount of other ground forces, may be able to turn it around. The Vikings even deciding to land for a second there, but that was not a good decision at all. So, aLive, he's got so many forces, but where the hell are all these forces? I do not know. I really don't. They're not here. Wherever they are, they're not here, and they need to be here. He's constantly streaming them in. Here we go. So here's a bunch more over there. But first, holding strong so far. And, I mean, he's got the numbers. He should be double pronging with a couple of medevac drops off to the side. He should be hitting from 3 or 4 different locations at once. Because, yeah, sending in this army up the front ramp is just not working for him. It's just not working at all. He's trying to overwhelm. It's not happening. And he needs to be double pronging. He needs to be triple pronging. He's got the forces. He needs to do it. He needs to be doing it. A medevac over here. A medevac over here. Maybe one in the back to start taking out some tech structures like the Twilight Council, wherever the friggin' hell that thing is. Or the Templar Archives. Maybe the Robotics Bay as well. But right now he's just getting this ragtag group of forces in here and grouping them up, and it's not working against this Archon and Mortal Force and against the High Templar. He might have something here, but I don't think so. I think that, and look at this, first going straight back to this force, and he's cancelled it, but finally getting some sort of beachhead in here, but the High Templar coming out, and the Ghost population is pretty much nil. See, this is the difference here. First continuing to get the high cost units like the High Templars, and Live is just going for straight up Triple M. A bunch of Zealots coming in here, and that's not going to be fun, but he should be able to defend it. With all these units, man, they need to get up the front, because, yeah, look at all these medevacs, man. Really, really badly need to get out of there. Like, really badly. And the Warp Prism just going to be warping in a whole bunch more units, High Templars. So he's going to be going for a Storm Drop. And he's got to make sure that these guys do have the energy, because you do not want to do a Storm Drop when you don't have the energy. So really, really bad. And somehow, aLive, not making it happen here. He's starting to get the drops, but he's lost a lot of his army size so far. He's still got a decent amount, but he was like 70 ahead before. And now he's only about 35 ahead in terms of army supply. So, yeah. Here we go. Nice, very nice storm going down on those guys. Absolutely beautiful. It looks like he's going to storm over here as well. But is this it, though? Is this the Terran player making the push that he needs to? Is he finally overwhelmed the Protoss? Maybe not. I mean, those Zealots were quite scary. He's going to pull away. They've used up their charge, and he's going to move in again. And he's going to stim run from them. A nice storm getting down, but only hitting some stuff at the back. Nice drop down here, but he's only attacking the gateway so far. These guys attacking this. And I don't know, I think he may have had it, may have done it here. May have made it work, because the Protoss just has nothing left. So, just over time, he's made it work. And that's really nice. This guy's still got an Archon. I don't know how he managed to get an Archon out of those 2 High Templar, but somehow he has. And really, really nice job. And the Archon's actually got red health. How do you get an Archon at red health? And seriously, because it's 99% shield and like 5% health. So, Archon at red health, that's just completely mad. I actually want to see how that Archon ended up at red health, because that's going to be interesting. Alrighty, where are we? So he's got the High Templar. Let's shift this forward a little bit. Oh, he lost quite a bit there. So we got the storm coming down. We got the storm coming down here. No, he just lifts back up in there, drops it down, storms on these guys, puts an Archon down. Alright, so what happens to Mr. Archon? We're going to have to see. Let's speed it up a little bit more. Just hitting stuff. And look at this. He's just dueling with the Planetary, man. Archon versus Planetary. I'm not sure that's the greatest idea, but oh, look at that. Down to 2 health. That's absolutely nuts. I suppose that's the only way you can really do it, because he chose how much damage he took against that Planetary. So yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome, but aLive doing an absolutely great job in there. Really making it happen. And it was this push back here where he pushed in with the Vikings and he fully committed, because the thing is, a lot of Terran players, when they're facing up against Colossus and Stalkers and stuff like that, they keep looking for the perfect opportunity. They keep looking for the perfect flank on their Vikings, the perfect position where they're not going to get stormed or anything like that, where they got the ghost of the perfect thing. And sometimes it's not going to be perfect. It's just going to be, kind of messy. And that's what happened here. He saw there was about 6 Stalkers and he had about 10 Vikings, so he just went in there. He just attacked move. He says, look, you can hit my Vikings all you want. I know I'm going to kill your Colossus, and I don't know my ground army can finish off the rest. And he did such a great attack there. He was like 60 supply up after that. And it's just so beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And congratulations to aLive for making that push. And I think he could have been a bit more aggressive after that, but he still made it work in the end. And yeah, really. I actually thought First may have come back off that, but he did not. aLive made it stick in the end, and congratulations to him. And we will be moving on to an ace match now. See whether these guys can ace match going on. First, whether he can finish this off, or whether aLive can get back into it and take him out. And I feel like aLive is still sort of the underdog, but I don't know, he's definitely capable of getting through the semi-finals. And then we will see if he can beat either Naniwa or Jaedong. So it'll either be a TVZ or another TVP if he wins the next game. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. So anyway, moving on. Thank you very much for watching this game. This is Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed it.